Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Heartbroken and Housebroken podcast. My name is Spiro. I'm the host. Thank you so much for joining back in. New setup coming along. If you guys haven't followed me already, please follow me at Spiro and That Show. All social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe, all that stuff. Not really much on X, so who cares? Facebook, just the non-opinionated or the least opinionated platforms. I don't know. Everybody's got their opinions. It's depressing to listen to sometimes. So many AI posters too. So many AI posters. I'm scrolling my page and it's literally just AI poster after AI poster after AI poster after AI poster after AI poster. Literally everybody, like following comedians, that's all it is. I just see their show dates and their promos and everything. And I'm like, for such creative people, it's just such uncreative ways to go about. Like, as soon as somebody has one idea, everybody's got to jump on it. As soon as there's like a trend, everyone's got to jump on it and just make it generic. Nobody tries to make it their own. They're just like, yeah, let's copy it. It's annoying. But then I see other people doing it. It's like too much. It's like all looks the same. So can we be a little bit unique? Can't we have a little variety? That was a rant up top. I wasn't expecting a ranty rant right up top, but there we are. Also, month of June, I am everywhere. Denver, Vegas, LA, Colorado Springs, San Francisco. If you guys are in one of those cities, please come check me out. I got all my dates on my Instagram. But yeah, no, today's been an interesting day for sure. I've been thinking a lot about loss. And I'm not just talking about the loss of a loved one. Like, if you lose somebody with death. That's what we talk a lot about on this podcast is death. And that is a big loss. And I think what people don't realize is when you lose somebody through death, it's like the ultimate, you can't fix it. Right? You can't get it back. You can't just Etch-a-Sketch it away. When someone's dead, they're dead. Goodbye. Never going to see them again. Never going to hear them again. Never going to know if the argument that you had with them is still in their mind. Like, everything is over. You have to live with all these questions. And I think that's the hardest part about when somebody dies. Especially when somebody dies in a long, painful way. And it's been interesting because I had Sarah pass. Obviously, we know the story. She had cancer. It was a few years where she fought, and then my dad passed immediately. And it's just two different poles of emotions, of grief, And you get this armor from loss. You get this armor from death. That is a death metal band if I've ever heard one. Armor from death. You get this armor from death. Everybody, open up the pits. Armor from death. I mean, put it on a t-shirt. Maybe we'll sell that for merch. Armor for death. Maybe that'll be my merch. I'll put it in like cool rock and roll font. And sell it to all the middle-aged men who's lost their wives and, going around doing their thing. I don't know. Middle-aged men. I'm almost 40. I'm almost middle-aged. Boy, where did that come from? We'll get into that in another episode. But but you get this armor from death, where things don't matter. I don't want to say matter, because that sounds dramatic. Like, things don't matter anymore. But it really puts things in perspective. And the finality of death really benefits you in a lot of ways. Death is sad. It's tough. Obviously, I start this whole podcast. I've been talking about it. And I'm still working through it. But it teaches you lessons. It really does. It teaches you how to get through difficult situations. Because again, you've dealt with the worst. You've dealt with the ultimate goodbye, the ultimate never talk to you again, whether you like the person, love the person, or indifferent. And I think that's what you start to learn after death, especially when you're kind of a people pleaser like I am, and like how I really used to be that. And I really wanted to make everybody happy and take whatever I can do to get my loved ones and people that were close to me to a point, whether it was detrimental to me or not. And after death, you kind of get this rude awakening on what's important to you and what you want around you. And I think a lot of people go through this process outside of death, where they cut off friends, loved ones, relatives, exes, anything where it was someone who was important to you and you cut them off for your own benefit. But I think death prepares you for those kind of things, because I've had to do that a lot the last couple of years. I think that's been one of the most difficult parts post grief. Like, I thought I got through the hard stuff where, figuring out how to love again and figuring out how to be in the world again and move on and what's my purpose. And now that I have all these things in place, there's like new angles of this grief that starts to hit you. And it's interesting. It's been 5.5 years. We're going to be on 6 years in February next year. And it's crazy how many layers deep this goes. So what was I saying? See, I got so excited and involved to say it that I just totally spaced out. Oh, but no, it like builds you this tolerance, because you learn, hey, I need to take care of myself. I need to protect myself. I need to be healthy, because life is fragile. Life is short. I think that's the thing that we struggle with a lot of the times, is we try to predict life and we try to do all the right things so we have X, Y, Z in place in life. And then when things go wrong, we get frustrated or we get upset. And I think going through the grief process and the grieving process, it teaches you how to handle these things with a little thicker skin. I want to say gracefully. I have my moments. Still have my moments. Doing a lot of work. I'm getting better. It's like level Mario. The first level, the original Mario, easy now, but when you were a kid, shit, that was difficult. You could never get on that flagpole the way you needed to get on it. But now, boom, you could breeze through that shit. Just hold down B, zip right through. And I think that's what death does. It's like your little Mario star. It kind of makes you invincible, where you could just walk through some of the obstacles and just have them bounce off of you. I didn't mean to make that analogy. Am I Shakespeare? Probably. Shakespeare, did you reincarnate me with such good analogies? Now I'm getting out of line. Now people are like, the 4 people that listen are like, too much bragging on yourself, bro. Sometimes the hardest things in life are putting up boundaries. And boundaries are hard. Boundaries are real hard. They were hard for me for a long time. Putting up boundaries, I was a boundaryless guy for a bit. I was like what the Republicans think our border's like, just boundaryless. Put up a wall in Spiro's heart, please. No, but like, that's how I was. And now I've learned post Sarah, post my dad, that boundaries are necessary and boundaries are important and boundaries protect you, which is crazy. Just crazy, like losing somebody important to you makes you learn that you need to protect yourself. You would think like, hey, and I was like that for a while, I was like that for a while where it's like, hey, what else do I have to lose? She's up there, F it, something happens to me, I'm up there. And you still kind of have that attitude where you're like, you know what, if something bad happens to me, I know I got people waiting for me. We're good, we're Gucci Mane. But you have a little bit more zest for life now, which is exciting. which is exciting. But sometimes you got to lighten the load. You got to cut people off. The ship's sinking. You might not want to throw the bucket. You might not want to throw some of your suitcase with your clothes and your shit on it, but it's either that or the boat's going to sink. And you can always get new stuff, and you can always get another bucket or whatever else you threw off the boat. But if you're the boat and the captain, you got to sink with the ship. And I think if you watch somebody else's ship sink, you realize if there's a chance for me to get out of it, if there's a chance for me to fight and enjoy what I have because somebody else wasn't able to, then you learn that protecting you is ultimately the lesson that you learn from those losses. So if you guys are dealing with anything like this, not just death, but if you are dealing with boundaries or cutting people off in your family or work or friends or anything in between, just know it's hard. It's hard, but if you're doing it for a reason, so protect yourself. Protect yourself. And not in like a malicious way, saying that these people are malicious, just sometimes it doesn't work. Like if you're plugging everything into one outlet, it's going to happen. You're going to fry the circuit. Doesn't mean you don't want everything plugged in. Just that circuit, you can't have it all plugged into. So move your shit. I know this got a little deep today. We went all over the place, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about this because I think death, especially the past 5 years, has been such this like heavy mystery to it. Like why? And I need to recover, and this sadness and this depression and the guilt that you feel over things, and you're just like, ugh. And then when you finally hit that point where you don't feel those types of emotions anymore, you learn about yourself and have to make really tough decisions in order to grow. So if you guys are making tough decisions out there, I've been there. I get it. They're hard. Stick to them. Stick to what your gut says. Stick to what your mind says. Because that's what it really is. If it's important to you, your gut's telling you. So, protect yourself, guys. Do your best. But be kind as well, We try to do our best, but this world's wild. So be kind to one another. And if you're in any of the cities that I'm doing comedy, come check out a show. I'd love to come hang out and see you guys. I've been Spiro. Thank you so much for watching the Heartbroken Housebroken podcast. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.